I know I'm standing between myself and then you listening to some customer testimonials, so I'll make it very quick on you. Nick, that last piece, man, was mind-blowing. I mean, if I was a developer, I would be freaking out too. That troubleshooting used to take 4 days, 5 days, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, that's a job, right? Someone does that for a living. And now we're doing that automated fashion. Just quickly about NetApp, probably some of you know, some of you doesn't know. NetApp is a data management and storage company. We've been in the business for almost 30 plus years. What we exactly do is we used to be the people who stored customers' data, right, for many years. So we, as Jensen said at last GTC, we store world's half of data today on our NetApp storage. Why is that important? Because I think as we heard from Nick and Mike in the previous talks, the framework requires data. Right, and to give you a great example of this is my wife and I were hanging 3 frames on a wall, and we used ChatGPT to say, this is our wall size, this is our frame size, can you please sketch it out? It's a great use case, but can I do that now on customers' enterprise data? Not yet. Can I just download an LLM and do that in my own customer experience use cases? Not yet. And this is where we come in. This is where we are seeing a lot of challenges reside today because of the lack of the interaction between the models and the proprietary data. And this is a massive, massive problem today. We are developing a lot of tools. We've been partnering with Domino. We're very proud of that they are streamlining the framework. But it's a very big roadblock that when we have all these great advancements in AI, but we cannot put them into the work, and the reason for that is because it needs to be trained on the enterprise's data. And there is a lot that is going on right there right now. We actually surveyed around 1,300 customers between professionals in the IT, in the storage, in the security. 80% of them said their biggest issue is that their data is not in a single place. And they cannot just download an LLM and retrain those on their own data. Because think about it, right? These LLMs, and I'm now particularly talking about LLMs, even though we've been doing predictive AI because that's what's coming up next. These LLMs have been trained on, and we were talking yesterday about this. Imagine Wikipedia, imagine Reddit was not public. Imagine we didn't have all this publicly available data. Do you think these LLMs would be where we were today? Do you think we would have advanced in the AI space where we are today? The biggest use case that I use also today is I just ask Grok to go and kind of go through hundreds of Reddit pages to see if this hotel has a good review or bad review. The reason it can do that because it was trained on the data that is available. Now, take that LLM, put it into your pharmaceutical, it can answer different ways. If a customer comes and says, hey, I'm using J&J's facial makeup, whatever product, it might say, hey, go and use this other company's product because it was trained on the data not only specific to J&J or any other customer, right? So that is a very, very big issue that we are facing today, and we believe that the advancements of AI will not go forward if we don't fix the data problem. And the 3 major problems that we see in the data space today is, first off, data is everywhere. Believe me if I say that. When we sit with customers, 2 departments within the same enterprise customer, they don't know each other. They don't know about each other's data. They don't know where it exists. One will be on AWS, the other will be on premises. And to get AI work, we need all of the data. We cannot just train or retrain or fine-tune these models on a very specific, only certain aspects of the data. So data is everywhere, from a location perspective, from a physical perspective, from sharing's perspective. Data can be held by silos. That's another issue we are seeing it today, that usually departments fight each other to share the data. So what they end up happening is either copying the data across, or end up losing the data, or not having the right data. So that is another issue. And security. Security is a big, big, big topic. When we talk to our customers today, one of the biggest challenges they have is, I'm not going to give my data to this publicly available LLM. Especially every day we get a news, oh, this person is selling your data, that person is storing your data forever. I just read another article last week that Waymo now is recording all the data in the cars, and what do you speak or what do you say in the car, whether it's driving by itself. It's a big problem because guess what? Once the data is out, your IP is out, your product is out, your years of work is out, and you know what? I would rather not do AI than lose my business, is the answer we're getting from a lot of CISOs right now. And that is why security is a big challenge. We are all talking about agentic AI now. I mean, I've been in the AI business for a decade now. I even started with when Jupyter Notebooks just came out, right? And what is happening, the challenge we're seeing today, and this is what I like where Domino is going towards, is they literally have a focus on transforming the business from the framework perspective that we have seen, rather than just picking up all the buzzwords and going after all of them. This is why we like working with Domino, because, listen, agents is not something new. How many of you have a smart thermostat at home? They all have agents. When you say to the thermostat, set up my temperature to 45 degrees, 50 degrees, or 80 or whatever you want, it's an agent, right? Agents are not something that just came out. The problem with today's agents that we're talking about is to make an agent work, which giving them arms and legs, we want the LLM to work. And if we want the LLM to work, we need to give it data. We need to give it the enterprise data. And this is where we come in as NetApp. All the integrations that you have seen is probably you were saying, what is that ONTAP volume? What is the NetApp volume? The good news is we don't want you to know about it. We just want you to use it. And that's why we have integrated it with Domino, because the data scientist does not need to go and specifically manage that data. They just need to do it from one platform, from one place. And this is the vision, the mission that we are going after. What you see out here is 80% of the work associated with AI is in data sourcing. And that is really, really a big number. And it is true, because once we get to the data, all the things Nick was showing is basically just fast forwarding your AI work and making it successful, making it less painful for your developers, for your engineers. But when we get to that data is where we need to work on. NetApp today have been historically existed in the on-premises for a very long time. But in the past 5 years, what we have done is we embedded our platform in the major hyperscalers, namely AWS, Google, as well as Microsoft. And what Nick didn't show you in that demo is, where was that data? Was it on premises? Was it in the cloud? Was it in AWS? Again, you don't need to worry about it, because that's what we're managing it for you. Your data scientists, you don't need to worry about it. Your IT don't have to kind of go and struggle how to move this data, because what we did is we created a fabric that this data moves seamlessly across the hyperscalers and your on-premises environments. So what I want to come out of today with you folks is, I know not a lot of you are IT here. A lot of you are practitioners, a lot of you are data scientists. Is when you're getting that pushback from IT, send them to us. Because we've got a solution for you to make it easier on yourselves. And by doing this, we eliminate 3 major things. First off, we don't want you guys to copy data. Copying data is a very old and incumbent process that will create security gaps, that will create extra cost, that will that will increase the time needed for you to come up with a product. So we don't want you to spend 3 days just waiting on the data from a different department to be copied so that you can fine-tune or retrain your models or train your models. So we eliminate that. How? Is our technology, because it exists in all these hyperscalers and on-premises, we can just give you a point to that data. So send your IT to us if they're not figuring out how they can give you access to your data. Number 2 is the security, right? When you copy that data, you create gaps, as I said. We provide 100% or 99% ransomware protection. We are guaranteed, so we can eliminate the CISO roadblocks for you. So again, if any of those security folks are trying to tell you, hey, we need 6 months to evaluate what you're working on because we don't want to worry about someone getting access to your data, send them our way, right? And number 3 is, most importantly, as you saw in that demo, we are able to automatically version the code and the data together for you so that you don't need to go and manually track the data that was used to version these models. We can also create multiples of snapshots of the data that you're working on at no cost because we don't copy again. And all this is seamlessly integrated with Domino's platform, which again, it eliminates the need for you to learn something new, for your IT to kind of integrate this on their own. This is all integrated. This is all provided through a single platform and is available in the 3 hyperscalers as well as on-premises. And last but not least, I think we are headed into a plethora of new terminologies that's gonna come out every day. A2A, MCP, vibe coding. What we really need to do is focus on getting things work before we even do something else. And right now, I believe we have a challenge from a data and security perspective. Domino is fixing the framework perspective, which is an amazing work that they have done. But we're still facing a lot of issues from the basics of it, which is getting the data together at one place, integrating it securely with the ML frameworks, and having data science and data engineers access to that data wherever it is, whenever they need, and however they want to use it. So with that, I just want to say thank you for the partnership. It has been really amazing to work with you all, and I'm happy to take any questions afterwards. But with that, thank you so much.